Welcome to a brand new video today on my Canada reaction channel. My name is John and I am from Australia. Today, I saw this video on my page, my YouTube page pop up. It's Australia versus Canada. So now, this channel, like in my recommendations, because I'm making Canada reactions, I will start to get just more of these videos pop up for me. Thanks to the algorithm. But anyway, Australia versus Canada country comparison. I thought this could be a very interesting one for me to do, especially early on this channel. If you go to my channel, I've only got a few videos I've uploaded already. Just got going, but I've enjoyed it so far. The learning about Canada videos, but these type of ones, like the facts, about the country and all of that, I'll do pretty early on, and then we can develop and do some, other videos. It depends really what you want me to, what you'd like to see me react to about Canada. But anyway, I thought my main point here is I thought that this one will be interesting because I can, I guess, give my feedback on, the Australian side of things, what gets said in this video. And I guess you can do the same in the comment section for those of you from Canada. So let's see what they say in this one.
Two gigantic Australia, Canada. Two gigantic countries with low populations, incredible living standards, and friendly, welcoming people. Welcome back to the Geography Bible. I'm Sam, your narrator for the video. In this video, we'll be comparing two countries which are actually quite similar, but geographically are nowhere near each other. Then, once you've watched the video and dropped a like, of course, we will then ask you which one you'd rather live in and which one you would rather just visit, and why. We'll compare.
See, we've got a different perspective here. There might be people watching this original video, they're not from Australia or Canada, but I'm from Australia. There's a good chance you're from Canada, unless, there might be a lower percentage that come across this video. Like the intention for this original video, probably, maybe people wondering what's the difference. But I think in the end, it might be people from either country wanting to see how accurate it is. But we will see that today. But I was going to say it's a different perspective. As most of this people on this video right here, you got me doing the video, reacting to it anyway. And you watching, probably Canadian. So we're gonna give our feedback.
Their demographics, geography, economies, quality of life, and of course we'll throw in some interesting facts along the way.
Let's go.
So let's begin by looking at their key demographics, starting off with their populations. So out of the two, Canada is more populated, with around 37.7 million people, making them the 39th most populous nation on Earth, behind Poland and above Morocco. Fun fact, there are more people living in Greater Tokyo than there are in the entirety of Canada. Think about that. A city in the world has a higher population than the second biggest country on the planet.
No, interestingly, I searched that not too long ago when I just started making these videos. I'm like, oh wow, Canada, like their population, like what's the description again?
In Greater Tokyo than there are in the entirety of Canada. Think about that. A city in the world has a higher population than the second biggest country on the planet. Wow.
Yeah, like Canada, they're the biggest, but the population doesn't quite match up with that.
Australia is the 55th most populated country in the world, with roughly 25.5 million people, putting them above Niger and below North Korea. Now that we know their populations, let's look at their population densities. This one is incredibly close and mind-blowing. So with 3.92 people per kilometre squared, Canada is technically more densely populated, making them the 8th lowest densely populated country in the world. Then we have Australia, with 3 people per kilometre squared, making them the 5th lowest densely populated country in the world. Again,
see, even that I wouldn't have known that, at least the specific statistic.
Next one is unbelievably close.
Of
their
Australia.
Life expectancy at birth. So Australia just takes the win here at just under 84 years, followed by Canada at just under 83. This means that Australia has the 8th highest life expectancy in the world, and Canada is in 16th place. But are you ready for another crazy fact which actually counteracts the previous information?
Don't mind the ad. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with this.
Are you ready for another crazy fact which actually counteracts the previous information?
What is
Which
it?
country in the world do you think has the highest cancer rates? I'll give you a clue. It's a country with lots of sun and generally quite a pale skin population. It is, of course, Australia. And then in 11th place, Canada. And finally, for demographics, let's look at the average age of the population. Now, a younger population is generally a better thing. This means a younger workforce and less of an aging population to hinder the economy and healthcare system. So Australia wins this one with an average age of 38.8 compared to Canada's 42.
There will be some things. It's like for Australia, I'll just take in the information. Yeah, because what did I say here?
Less of an aging population to hinder the economy and healthcare system. So
I was like, what, like things that might be hindering the economy? I'm just like, okay, just listen to the statistic and don't give too many opinions.
Australia wins this one with an average age of 38.8 compared to Canada's 42.
Because, of course, a lot of things can impact that. And see, with videos, how old is this video? Just quick check. It was made 4 years ago.
All right.
Things change, whether, yeah, like the population can change in the period. Like, yeah, we're getting a lot of people traveling, not just traveling to Australia, but migrating to Australia, and that it just changes it changes a lot of things. That's for sure.
Let's now move on to their geography, starting off with their total land area. This section should be interesting because they are both gigantic. Being the second biggest country on Earth, only behind Russia, Canada has a staggering just under 9.1 million kilometers squared total land area, compared to Australia's 7.7 million, which makes them the 6th biggest country in the world. While Australia is an island, it is considered a continent, but it technically is the biggest island on Earth. For a visual comparison of these two countries, let's hop over to the truesizeof.com, where we can see the true size of these countries side by side. It is difficult to represent our 3-dimensional world on a 2-dimensional map, so this website allows us to see how big each country actually is in relation to each other. So by grabbing both of these countries and putting them on the equator, we can see their actual sizes side by side.
That's interesting.
Yes, Canada is obviously massive, but its proportions are incorrectly displayed on a traditional map. Let's now take a look at what percentage of these countries' landmass is covered in forests, and also how much coastline they have. With 16.2%, 39% of which is in Queensland, of the country being covered in forest, Australia has significantly less than Canada at 30%.
Maybe it's the accent or maybe not. I told you on this video is like me from Australia, maybe correcting little things. So Queensland is more exactly just how I pronounced it. It's like Queensland, not Queensland. And there's a few things like Melbourne, pronounced Melbourne, not Melbourne. That's probably more American. I'm not sure how Canadians pronounce it. Yeah, other ones might pop up at a later time. But yeah, if you are traveling to Australia, that's just, if you call it Queensland, people might, that one's not as bad as Melbourne. But maybe because I am from Melbourne, maybe just saying them, the both different ones is confusing you. But yeah, I think I'm just like, I see how a lot of people react. Like, I don't really care that much. I'm kind of like explaining for, yeah, what a lot of people think. I'm like, yeah, you get, that's my perspective. It's like, I don't really care that much what people say. But yeah, there's some people in Australia that really care how you pronounce the names.
34%. So more than a third of Canada's total size is actually forests. Canada actually has the 3rd most forest by area in the world, and Australia has the 6th. Okay, so before we reveal this one, out of the two, which one do you think has the most coastline? This country also has the most coastline out of any country on Earth. So if you said Australia, you're wrong, unfortunately. So with 202,000 kilometers, Canada has by far the most coastline in the world, followed by Australia.
I mean, Canada, like I said, we already learnt they're a very large country. Not surprising. But yeah, it's an interesting comparison. It's like, yeah. I expect, like, I guess it's not what you think of the area. Like, I think the Australia's coastline is, yeah, pretty cool, like on the beaches and that. But yeah, that's not necessarily not question, but statistic.
1,000 kilometers, Canada has by far the most coastline in the world, followed by Australia, which is in 7th place with a measly 25.7k kilometers.
Measly.
Now, to my surprise, Norway actually has the second most coastline in the world. Alright, so let's move on to the economy and some financial statistics for these two countries. Again, this is another one which is neck and neck. The resemblance for these two countries is uncanny. So let's begin by looking at their total GDP. The GDP can be calculated by adding up all of the money spent by consumers, businesses, and government in a given period. So with 1.3 trillion US dollars, Australia has the 13th biggest economy in the world, which is actually very impressive considering their population is only 25.5 million. This puts them above Spain and below South Korea. Then with 1.65 trillion, Canada is the 10th biggest economy in the world, behind Italy and above Russia. However, Canada's economy is actually growing faster at just over 3%, and Australia just under 2%.
There you go.
Now that we know their GDP, we can calculate their GDP per capita by dividing their total GDP by their population. Australia actually takes the win here, with around 55,000 US dollars per person, compared to Canada's 46,200. So the personal wealth of the average Aussie is around $9,000 more than the average Canadian. However,
I find that interesting. Like I said, this was made 4 years ago. Like, a lot can change in 4 years. I just said that before. Like right now, there's a housing crisis, the cost of living. So a lot of those facts might. I would be interested to see how that's changed now. But we're almost 2026. I'm actually really interested in that statistic and how it's changed. But yeah.
However, Australia is the 16th most expensive country to live in the world, compared to Canada, which is in 24th place. So this probably balances the two nations out. And to end the economy...
Again, interested to see how that's progressed. It might not change the position, but yeah, as I said, the actual... What are you on? GDP?
The average Aussie is around $9,000 more than the average Canadian. However, Australia is the 16th most expensive country to live in the world, compared to Canada, which is in 24th place. So this probably balances the two nations out. And to end the economy section, let's have a look at some quick fire statistics.
Ooh. Again, just another ad, we'll skip that.
Both of these countries have identical education expenditures at 5.3%. Inflation is higher in Australia at 2% compared to Canada's 1.6%, and Canada has the 8th most billionaires in the world with 44, compared to 31 in Australia, which puts them in 12th place. And finally, let's end this section by looking at the Big Mac Index. No, seriously, this is a genuine thing. So buying a Big Mac in Canada will burn a bigger hole in your pocket compared to the land down under at $5.29 and $4.98.
Okay, I wasn't expecting this to be in the video just because it's so specific. We're comparing Big Mac prices. Okay, that's cool. I'll give them some points for that, just for something surprising. I didn't expect that to be one of the things.
Compared to the land down under at $5.29 and $4.98 respectively. And to end the video, let's finish off with some quality of life statistics and facts, an area which both of these countries excel in my opinion. When I think of Canada and Australia, I think of high wages, good education, and great living standards in general. Of course, they are both not perfect, and they do, of course, have poverty in certain areas.
That's what I mean. Start off. Like everywhere, it's not like everywhere is not this pretty perfect city area that you're seeing in the video. That's for sure. But that does exist as well.
By looking at a not so great statistic for these two countries, to which they are neck and neck, their obesity rates. They pretty much have the same percentage of their adult population classed as obese, at a roughly 29%. This comes to no surprise as both of these countries indulge in a 21st century Western diet, and Aussies sure do love their meat, beer, and barbecues. Australia has...
See, that's for sure. Even myself, not to make it too personal, but like, I think around 2021, I lost a bit of weight since then, and I learned that was me. Like, it was my fault for both things, for gaining the weight and losing the weight. It's there's a lot of healthy options out there as well, but you choose because you enjoy it. It might be nice, to have those kind of takeaway food or fast food, and you enjoy it, but you got to have some control. And maybe not as many people have that. And again, speaking from personal experience as well, that's how I used to be.
And Aussies sure do love their meat, beer, and barbecues. Australia has more physicians and hospital beds per 1,000 people, with 3.8 and 3.59 respectively. When it comes to school life expectancy, Australia is ranked as the #1 in the world. The school life expectancy, or the SLE, is the total number of years of schooling, this is primary to tertiary, that a child can expect to receive. So with a staggering 23 years, Australia takes the win here. Canada sits in equal 7th place, with many other countries at 17
That's a big difference, right? That's a really big difference.
years, which is still very impressive. Australia just misses out on the top 10 happiest countries in the world in 12th place, which
I feel like that's going down. It doesn't mean everyone in Australia is not happy, but I feel like there's a portion of people, as this was 4 years ago. I don't know. I need to check the statistic of this. I feel like it's going down in recent years. If it's not just like the last 12 months. Maybe maybe social media plays a part as well, because you see more people giving their opinions. So I don't know. And it might be worldwide. It's something really interesting. Well, not worldwide. Maybe the really top ones like Finland, Denmark, they might be the same. They're maintaining. They haven't got they might not have things that make us unhappy in Australia, and it might be different in America, in Canada. Things that make you unhappy, they may not experience. That's the interesting facts we be learning.
Incidentally sits behind Canada in 11th place.
Go back.
Still very impressive. Australia just misses out on the top 10 happiest countries in the world in 12th
That just
place,
made me laugh.
which coincidentally sits behind Canada in 11th place. When it comes
Pretty
to the Global
close.
Peace Index, Canada ranks as the 6th most peaceful country on Earth, compared to Australia in 13th place. However, when it comes to corruption, Australia does make the top 10 compared to Canada, who are in 16th place. And finally, the last one, let's compare their military strength ranking. And to no surprise, these two countries are neck and neck again, with Australia having the 19th strongest military in the world,
Israel
compared to
between.
Canada, who are in 21st place. So now it's your turn. Let us know in the comments below which one you would live in and which one you would just visit and why. We can't wait to
Leave a
read
like
your
on that
comments.
video.
And while you're there, let us know which cities or countries we should do next. Personally, I would live in Australia because I'm a summer baby who loves the ocean, and I'd visit Canada for sure. It's another dream destination for me that I hope to visit soon. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or you learned something new, a like would be much appreciated. And if you love this sort of content, consider dropping a sub. We've got plenty more to come. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Okay. Just hit the outro there. But, okay, I found this one interesting. There was, again, statistics was very heavy in this video. Okay, it was from there, but I felt like there was a lot of statistics. Okay. Let me know your side of things now, because I guess I really reacted to a lot of, the Australian facts or statistics. There we go again. But I really, I just gave my thoughts on that because it hits close to home. That's how you might be when I'm doing videos on Canada and they're stating different information. And you just want to give your feedback in the comments. So if you could do that in the comments of this video to help me get even more from it, and not just this video, when in all videos, when you really get on top of your comments on top of the video that I have watched, it makes me even learn more from it, or maybe might correct certain things in the video that aren't necessarily correct. But when it comes back to the numbers game, statistics, or like I said, this video was made 4 years ago, how things have changed in the last 4 years. As I said, definitely will be the case in Australia, but I think everywhere is going to be developing, both negatively and positively. It's just, that's the way things go. You don't often see things staying exactly the same, or at least not everything in a country staying the same. There might be certain things that, do remain that way, but yeah, it's with life, it's forever developing, and whether it be new inventions, yeah, that's probably one of the most common things when you see things changing. If like I always compare life and talk with my grandparents about that and see their perspective about life when they were younger, and it's we talk about all the technology we have now. But anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. It was an interesting comparison. There was a few things that I didn't really know the exact numbers, but let me know your feedback, how things have changed in the last 4 years when it comes to Canada, and these and this information and statistics we saw in the video. And I'll see you in another one.